I wanted to make a film about a guy who is struggling with intimacy. You know, how it can be difficult for men to be vulnerable almost.
It's okay to show that side of yourself, and like there's nothing to be ashamed about in being vulnerable. It's actually a power, if anything.
One gay guy said to me, "Who the hell are you to make a gay film? What the hell are you doing making a gay film?" And I was like, "Are you serious? If I was making a film about a guy and a girl relationship, you wouldn't even question it." So
Nope.
I think the more responses like that I got, I kind of felt the more important it was. It's not masculinity that's toxic. It's shame. So toxic shame is what's going on, right?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Queer Network. My name is Justin Gerhard. This is Queer Talk, and we are interviewing Stephen McKenna, who is the writer, director, composer, and editor of Loverboy. We just released it on the Queer Network, and we're also going to be joined by one of the stars of the show, Jamie Belton, as well. So we're on Zoom like everybody else in the world right now. Let's share with the audience who you guys are and how you guys met and your journey to this moment right now.
Okay, I'm Stephen McKenna. I'm the writer, director, producer of Loverboy. I've been filmmaking I went to college when I was graduated from college in 2014, doing film and television production. So since then, I'm kind of writing and directing my own films and kind of trying to get them off the ground, mainly shorts.
My name is Jamie Belton. I am one of the actors in Loverboy. I studied acting for 3 years in Dublin. Kind of taking a bit of a hiatus from acting recently enough. I moved to Vancouver for close to 2 years and I was working in the film industry, just on the other side of the camera, kind of getting to grips with the whole industry. And then I've recently moved back to Dublin now, so I'm kind of thinking of reigniting the old acting again, you know?
It's impressive, Steve, that you are the writer, director, the editor, the composer of this. Like, you are just a one-man show. Is that, as a filmmaker, actor myself, I know sometimes we just have to do everything. Or is that your preference?
I really can't afford to pay an editor, and I could do it myself. So I kind of thought, you know, why not? And I'd spent a lot of money already on it, trying to get the film made. So, and then when it came to composing it as well, I like editing and I enjoy putting it together. So I can be ruthless when I need to be with myself. I make music anyway, so it's like, I'm going to try make it myself and see what happens. Yeah.
So all the music?
All the music, yeah.
It's fantastic. Give everybody at home just a little description of what Loverboy is and what it's been for you so far.
I wanted to make a film about a guy who is struggling with intimacy and being intimate with other people, being men, women, whoever it was. And I didn't really want to make homosexuality the big thing of it. Because I see, you know, a lot of films that I've kind of seen, the homosexuality was very at the forefront and it was kind of about that, you know, kind of struggling with that. So I wanted to make it about intimacy and, you know, how it can be difficult for men to be vulnerable almost. So that's kind of the angle that I tried to take with it.
And why the title Loverboy? What was that for you?
The lead character is like, he's going from one guy to like his best mate, likes, and then he's going with this guy in the club. So I kind of thought Loverboy kind of fitted it, and it kind of suits it.
What was your first reaction to this story, and how did you relate to it?
I think when I really kind of started to sink my teeth into it, was just like throughout the rehearsal process with Steve and with the other actors, because we could all kind of, like, Steve, the way Steve worked was really, really nice and really refreshing, because he took on everything that we all said and all had to contribute, and he took it on board, and we all kind of like collaborated on this piece and like built it slowly throughout the couple of weeks of rehearsals and through the shoots.
What did you want people to take away from this film, Steve?
At the time, I think I just wanted people to enjoy it, to kind of get a bit of entertainment out of it, you know, to see a side of men that is vulnerable and kind of hard to explore a lot of the time, especially if you're trying to hide that side to you.
that nightlife moment is like my co-creator Eddie, he watched it as well, and he was like that. It was just such a magical scene, and that is a testament to the way you captured it, and obviously the performances in it. But that really, the lighting, the sound, the vibe, the tone, all makes that feel very, very real. Jamie, what did you want people to take away from this story?
The big thing was that it's okay to be vulnerable, and like it's okay to show that side of yourself, and like there's nothing to be ashamed about in being vulnerable. It's actually a power, if anything.
Yeah. It is. How do you both relate to this conversation about sexuality?
But for me, like, it didn't really make a difference that Mark was gay. He could have been straight. It didn't really matter. It was about the intimacy thing for me.
When I was writing it and looking for feedback and even talking to people about it, gay people as well. One gay guy said to me, "Who the hell are you to make a gay film? What the hell are you doing making a gay film?" And I was like, "Are you serious? Really? That's the attitude you're going to take? If that's the attitude, then I should never ever write a woman character." It was and then someone else said, what did he say to me? He said, "Why bother making a gay film? Like, just what's the point? What's the point? Like who cares?" And I'm like, nobody would say that about a heterosexual film.
Nope.
And even my friends, just small things like, "Jay, you like kind of quirky characters or like going down the gay road, And they're like, if I was making a film about a guy and a girl relationship, you wouldn't even question it. So
nope.
I think the more kind of responses like that I got, I kind of felt the more important it was to stick with it, And it's still a question. It's still a question people ask.
How do you both identify? Are you comfortable talking about that?
I'm a straight man.
Yes, straight man. If someone asks me though, I usually say, why do you care?
Yes. Now, the reason I brought it up, absolutely. The reason I bring it up is because what I usually tell people is that there is a version of you that is almost exactly like you, both of you, who is a gay man as well. So like all the traits that you have, all the things that make you you, and not that I'm saying they're identical to you, but there's there's another version of a gay man that's very similar to Jamie or very similar to Steve. And I say that to tell people that like there is no one way to be this. There is just the human way.
That's I agree. I don't think straight people, or I don't think people should really define themselves by who they like or what sex they like. I think it's I get it, I get it. Homosexuality, especially in men, it's been oppressed and they've been beaten down for years and years and years. So it, in a way, there's a celebration of being free with it, and I totally understand that. But this whole idea of having to come out is another thing that I kind of have issue with, because I don't go to, you don't say, like, having to announce your sexuality to somebody. I don't see why you would have to do that, or why you should ever have to do that. I get why, but it'd be nice if people didn't.
It's like context and perspective are key, and the environment with which you grew up, and it shows that it's such a learned thing, the hate or the acceptance.
When you talk about straight people finding issue with being gay, there's gay people that find issue with being gay, and they hate themselves for it, and it's terribly sad, because you shouldn't really have to feel like that. So
which I guess to me also is part of what I wanted to talk to Jamie and also you, Steve, about, is that Jamie, you captured the shame and the confusion that from my perspective a gay man feels, but I think also as we've been talking more and more about this, it is just what men feel about vulnerability. There is a shame and a confusion and a complication along that road that you so, I think, poignantly play in multiple scenes. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it is like as I said earlier, it's like, for me, my focus and my angle into the character wasn't the homosexuality part. It was the intimacy and vulnerability. And like, I've been vulnerable or felt vulnerable in my life before, and potentially like maybe wanted to hide it, not show it, because like as a man, you're kind of expected to be a man per se,
Yeah.
So for me, like, it was a really nice opportunity being able to try to portray that.
Look, it's okay to take it slow.
Steve, how did that scene come to you in the first one in the alleyway, where he so clearly wants something, but as soon as it's offered, he can't even say yes to it?
That's my favorite scene because I think it says the most about the character.
Yeah.
So that is basically so you've heard the term toxic masculinity, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. So toxic masculinity is not masculinity that's toxic. It's shame. So toxic shame is what's going on, right? So the lead character, yeah, he wants it. He wants to explore it. You know, I always think that this is his first time doing something like this. And in a way, he wants it to be cold. He wants it to be distant. He doesn't want it to be lovely and nice. And, you know, that's why it's down a lane. That's, you know, it's raining, it's dark. The other guy has clearly done this before. He's more confident about it. And now this lead character has to be vulnerable and kiss him. And it's the kissing that he's not okay with.
It just goes to show those boundaries, those really, really aggressive boundaries that men have put up for so long, that even even when you're presented with the opportunity, it's the shame is too strong. How do we break those boundaries down? I mean, I feel like films like this are part of that. That's what I think. It shows a man that he can be that vulnerable.
Well, that's what the kiss scene in the club is for me, anyways. Is meant to be like that.
Yeah,
I tried to show it in this beautiful kind of, I don't know, fantastical light. That when they look at it, it's actually kind of cool. It's kind of like, oh yeah, this isn't weird at all, and it's really long as well. Like, it's quite a long kind of session they're kind of going at it for. So I'm kind of thinking, right, the longer I leave this on, the more people have to sit there and watch it. And there's I've shown that to people, and they've said, "I'll turn it off. I can't watch that. They immediately cannot watch that. Yeah. And I think having something like that, if they can't watch that, that says so much about the viewer, and it says so much about the person.
So Jamie, I want to know what that kissing scene was like.
For me?
Yes.
It was hot. It was hot, baby.